being wonderful genre-bending creative director that you are. You're the real one. This album is amazing. Like,
man, this girl bought the whole fit. The whole Bando Stone fit. She got the shirt, the hat, probably has the Donald Glover Adidas shoes.
From start to finish, I really love the growth that he's shown. I'm so excited for this pop-up. Got the hat, got the shirt.
Childish Gambino finally drops the new album. All right, so Bando Stone in the New World finally dropped over the weekend, and I'll get to my thoughts in a second. Before that, Donald had a big week promoting the album, so he started the week off doing a Hot Ones interview, and I got some highlights from the interview, specifically 2 questions that he answered. So let's go ahead and take a look.
So earlier this year, you announced that you'd be releasing At a Vista and added, after that, there's the final Childish Gambino album, a soundtrack for the fans. How or why did you know that this would be the end?
I mean, like, a collaborator of mine, like, Fam, and I, like, we talked about, like, the death of Superman a lot. Like, he always brought up the death of Superman. He was always kind of loved that. I always knew, like, Childish Gambino was, like, a character. On some level, I wanted it to end. I feel like the Childish Gambino character is almost like the boss from The Office. It's like, yeah, that worked 10 years ago. You know, like, that worked, all that stuff worked. But now it's, like, a different thing. Like, it's like, oh, it's a little sad, but it's also like, wow, like, the cycle kind of continues, which is great, I think.
All right, so that clip was important because, yeah, Donald's basically confirming this is the last Childish Gambino album. Like, he has said that before, and we've reported on it, but, like, now that he's, like, you know, on a press run, letting everyone know that it's the last Childish Gambino album, like, I feel like we gotta celebrate this. This is the last time we're gonna get an album from Childish Gambino. Do I think it's the last Childish Gambino album? Not at all. I've seen so many artists over the years claim they're retiring only to come back a few years later. Like, Jay-Z's a big one. I remember the Black Album was supposed to be the big retirement album for Jay-Z. That was supposed to be his last album, and that was like back in 2003, I think. And then he ended up coming back a few years later with Kingdom Come. So I feel like music is in Donald's blood, so he's definitely gonna make more music. But he's claiming he's done with Childish Gambino, so I'll take that with a grain of salt.
You know? And we'll close actually with an existential thought exercise. You know, you're closing the book on this part of your creative journey, on this part of your artistic journey.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how you think the music alter ego will...
First of all, look at Donald's face. This is the last question he's asking, so he's already made it through all the wings. He literally looks like he's just ready to go. He looks like he's over this interview. He's just like, I did not sign up for this spiciness. I just want to go now.
Walk into the sunset. Does this moment give you any sort of clarity on, you know, who Childish Gambino is and what it all means?
The Childish Gambino story, I think, from the Wu-Tang Clan, like RZA told me, like this. He was like, it's a story of a child turning into a boss, or like, he was like, you know, Childish Gambino kind of thing. He's like, this last sunset walk is really about, like, this is for the fans. This is for you. If this isn't the best live show you've ever seen, after the first song, if you're like, yeah, this is, I gotta go. You can leave and I will give you your money back. That's how much I care about all of this. That's not like a joke. My lawyers will be like, it's a joke, but it's not a joke. You can actually, I will set it up so you can go. This was really actually good.
All right, so you heard it here first, people. He said that if you go to the show and you don't like it, you can get your money back. Now, I already have a friend who's planning on going to every single show and is going to try to get their money back at every single stop. So I don't know if that's going to work out, but we'll see. But yeah, well, let's go ahead and see what the chat's saying first, and then we'll get to the album. All right, Kara with a K. One of us always misses something. Someone's always late to class. Hyper Shadow, Bando Stone. What does that stand for? Kara with a K. Ooh, yum, hot ones. Hyper Shadow. Final Gambino album, just like his final Gambino concert in New Zealand. Right. Look up Childish Gambino and Grownish Gambino on TikTok. I'll have to look it up. Look it up, Hyper Shadow. But yeah, this is supposedly the last Gambino album. I'm I'm gonna accept that it's the last Gambino album, even though part of me knows it's probably not. And even if he doesn't make another album, he's definitely gonna be making music. So, but yeah, I have to say, I love this album. Like, this is my album of the year. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be topped, but yeah, I like when he says this album is for the fans. He's talking about me. He made this album for me. This is exactly the album I wanted him to make years ago. Like, whenever in 2018, when he released This Is America, and then he released the two summer songs, Summertime Magic and what was the other one? Feels Like Summer. When he released those songs, this was the album that we were supposed to get. Like, all three of those songs would have fit perfectly in this album. Instead, we got 3:15:20, which then turned into Ada Vista, which I also love, but it wasn't the album I was expecting. This is the album I'm expecting. So yeah, I love this album. First track, Hearts Were Meant to Fly, I think it's what it's called, with Amaray. That sounds like a Major Lazer song to me. Like, there's something Jamaican about it, and like Amaray's all over this album. And I know some people were upset with Amaray. If you're not familiar with her, she has a very, I don't know, like, her voice sounds almost like a little kid. So I can understand why people would not like it, but like, I love her voice. Like, I really like her last album that she released last year. It was one of my top albums of the year. So like, to me, I'm an Amaray fan. Lithonia, that song, that was the perfect single to release for this album, because like it introduced you to Gambino rock songs, and he has a few of them on this album. So that was a good like introduction to like what that would sound like. Survive, I'm sorry, with Chloe. I don't really hear a lot of Chloe on the song. I think she does background vocals, but this is one of the top songs on the album, Survive. Like, it's just so smooth. It's like the perfect song to listen to while you're high. Like, just exactly what I wanted. Step Speech is another just from Lithonia to Step Speech. This is just summer feels right here. Like, Step Speech is like a perfect song to play at like in the middle of the night, laying in the beach. Like, it's just so good. Talk My Ish with Amaray and Flo Milli. I'm not that familiar with Flo Milli, but a lot of hip hop people went straight to this song on the album, because I guess Flo Milli's a big deal. So song, it's another rap song. It's great to hear Gambino rapping again. Got to Be is it's an EDM song. It has a Prodigy sample in it, and I feel like it didn't really utilize the Prodigy sample as good as it could have, but I like that song. Real Love is like a pop punk song. I really like that song. In the Night is an Afrobeat song with Georgia Smith and Amaray, and that's, we previewed that song a few weeks ago, and that's a good song. Yoshinoya, which is a rapping Bino. That's like the best rap track on the album. Well, I don't know, maybe Survive is the best rap track. But Can You Feel Me with his son Legend. I know some people thought it was going to be John Legend on the song, but no, it's his son Legend. And this is probably my least favorite song on the album. It's like okay for what it is, but I sometimes skip that one. No Excuses is my favorite song on the album. It is just a 7-minute masterpiece. Like, if you want, like, this song was made to be experienced on mushrooms. And I've never done mushrooms, but when I do mushrooms, this is going to be the song. This is going to be the first song I listen to when I'm on mushrooms. It's going to be No Excuses, because I feel like I'm missing out on a part of the experience of this song by not being that high. Cruisin' with Yeet is another one of my favorite songs on the album. We Are God is another one that's kind of like a skip for me. Like, it's not bad, but I feel like it's going for the same type of vibe as No Excuses, and it just doesn't come close to it. Running Around is another punk pop song, and I really like that one. Like, it's probably my favorite of the rock songs. Let's see, Dadvocate is the name is terrible, Dadvocate, and it's actually a country song. And believe it or not, Gambino actually pulls it off very well. Like, if you like the Beyonce country album, you'll like this song. Happy Survivor is another, it's an instrumental song, but it's another great song. And then the last song, A Place Where Love Goes, is an EDM banger. And it's probably the end credit song for the movie. But yeah, this whole album is just great. Let's see what the chat is saying. Kara with a K. It's sad his music career is coming to an end. I don't think it is Kara with a K. I think he specifically said this is the end of Childish Gambino. But like, I feel like he's gonna be performing music under a different name. Like for us longtime fans, we know that he was never a huge fan of the Childish Gambino name. Like it was just something he put into the Wu-Tang name generator, and it ended up just sticking. So he says all the time that he wish he could go back and change the name, but Childish is now adultish. Oh my gosh, he made the album for you. Kidding. I just realized This Is America was released 6 years ago. Yeah, like Time. Don't get me started on Time. Like Time, I don't know. Time just flies the older you get. The older you get, the faster time goes. Hyper Shadow, Dad forget. LOL. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and watch this little video he uploaded on his Instagram.
Nobody gives a fuck. My sweet little.
All right, so for those of you wondering, Donald had a pop-up store in California over the weekend to help promote the album, and it looks like this is some footage from that, and it looks cool. It looks like it's themed after an old school, like I want to say 90s gas station. Like just looking at the kind of TVs they have, those are like those old TVs that like I grew up on.
What have you done? These are your children. I am just so.
This album, amazing. Futuristic production. Look at the rollout. We in LA. Woo!
Thank you for continuing to be an inspiration and continuing to push those boundaries for people that come from where we came from.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Donald, thanks for being wonderful genre bending.
Okay, first of all, let's go back to this guy. This guy right here, this is exactly how President Biden was talking in his debate. Like just like no inflection, no nothing, just nonstop.
Continuing to push those boundaries for people that come from where we came from.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Donald, thanks for being wonderful genre bending creative director that you are. You're the real one. This album is amazing. Like,
man, this girl bought the whole fit. The whole Bando Stone fit. She got the shirt, the hat, probably has the Donald Glover Adidas shoes.
from start to finish, I really love the growth that he's shown. I'm so excited for this pop-up. Got the hat, got the shirt.
New album's great, specifically Dadvocate. Oh, I love that song, it's so good.
Okay, we found a Dadvocate fan right here.
That song is so good.
All right, and that was the pop-up shop. Let's see. Hyper Shadow, Childish Gambino gone, Donald Glover arrived. Kara with a K. That song still makes you feel it in your back the minute the beat comes on. Hyper Shadow. He probably just really wanted to get rid of the name and things will continue on as normal, but under a different name. But he's just sticking with the "this is the end" energy to build hype for sales. Possibly Hyper Shadow. I think what Kara is saying is probably more accurate. That she's gonna. Oh no. Actually, that's what you said. Childish Gambino gone. Donald Glover arrived. I don't even know if he's gonna be making music under the Donald Glover name. I think he's just gonna pick a new name. That's what I think. Kara with a K. Biden dropped out of the race. Kamala's trying to jump in. I saw that, Kara with a K. I try not to discuss politics on this show, but I did see that. All right, well, that was the Childish Gambino album, and you guys didn't even let me know if you liked it or not. Hyper Shadow, Kara, SG, if you even listen to that kind of stuff. But while we're waiting on that, we'll go ahead and get started with our last story of the night.
Introducing the Late Night Show with your host Cudibino, live streamed every Sunday night at midnight. Search Cudibino on YouTube to catch the first episode.